Hello there. I know what you might be thinking. Hey, this doesn't look like a regular Gino's Thing of the Day video. You'd be right. And I know what else you might be thinking. Gino, you've been like totally AWOL, dude, for like a year or more. And you'd be right. Yeah, I have been gone. A lot's happened in a year. And we'll get into that. But why am I making this video? Well, partly it's my way of just expressing my feelings and trying to have an outlet for emotions, and it's therapy for me. Part cautionary tale, if you can glean any info. It's a way to say thanks to a lot of people that just went above and beyond and helped me. My friend Ron has been with me. Tucker and Rance has been right there. Tucker's been a real rock for me. Diane's been a rock. And Bill and Sharon have been great in helping out. Matt and the boys, his sons, came over and helped with the big move, and it was amazing how fast they could move and work. And my sister Al, I mean it literally, I think the last couple months she has spent more time here with me at my place than she has at her home with her husband. That's how much she's been helping me. And my other sister Janelle came up from Georgia and she's been helping out. We got through the big sale and getting there with the house. But anyway, so yeah, a little over a year ago, some of you might know I had a foot infection in the bone, and ended up having to have surgery on it. They removed part of the heel bone and had to clean it all out and debride it and all that stuff, and put me on some like industrial strength, heavy duty antibiotics. And yeah, about 5 months of recovery, being on a walker in a surgery boot. Anyhow, that kind of sucked, and we got through it. Had to do the home infusions every 8 hours and all that stuff, all the antibiotics. And actually was going good. Starting to get close to being healed. And then December 6th come along. And it's a day I don't think I'll ever forget that morning. Started about 6. Sheila woke me up, and yeah, one of those instinct moments. I just, boom! I was wide awake. What's wrong? What's going on? And she said, "I don't feel very well," and I could tell she did not feel very well. I said, "Honey, what's the matter? What's wrong?" She says, "Well, I'm really nauseous." She said, "I've grown up a little. My arms feel funny. My head is killing me." And she just looked me in the eye and she said, "I think I'm having a heart attack." So I grabbed the phone, did the 911 thing. The EMTs came, the ambulance, and they came in, were doing their thing. And one of them asked me, "What hospital do you want to go to?" I'm like, "I don't care, whatever, Sparrow." So he said, "Okay," and they took her out to the ambulance. And now I'm still on a walker and in the boot. I can't drive. So yeah, like 6 in the morning, who do you call for a ride suddenly? Well, I'll tell you who took that call. Diane, bless her. Up 6 in the morning, threw herself ready and jumped in the car to come take me there. And I noticed the ambulance had been sitting out there a while, and then one of the EMTs come running back in the house, and he says, "I'm sorry, we're going to McLaren." He says, "It's closer." And he told me, he says, "Your wife's heart just stopped out in the ambulance. We got it going again, but we're going to McLaren, it's closer." okay. So then they left finally. And poor Diane, I called her back up. And of course I say, I'm not trying to rush you or anything, but, and I told her that Jill's heart had stopped, they got it going again. Anyway, we got there. And my head was just, my brain was blocking out things and just refusing to accept it. Because I should have already known. If you've ever been to emergency at McLaren, you walk in and it's always kind of silly. Their little metal detector thing. It's in the middle of the room and everyone walks by it. And the security guard's always, oh, excuse me, you gotta come back, go through here. Anyway, so I walk up to that, I start to empty my pockets. And the guard's like, oh no, don't worry about that. Someone will be right back to take you back. See, and my brain says, boom, says that's not a normal way ER receives people. And this doctor came out the door, she introduced herself and said, do you want to back with me? Yeah, not a nurse or technician, she was a doctor. And then she took us in this little room. Again, man, my brain was just refusing to see this. I remember when my dad died. They took us all in the little room to, tell the family. And we sat down, the doctor said, Mr. Sato, your wife's heart stopped. And I says, yeah, the guys told me, the ambulance out front. She says, well, it's stopped and been restarted several times since then. And she says, probably all in total, her heart's been still for 14 minutes. She said, at this point, I want you to be prepared, even if, we revive her, she's going to have extensive neurological damage. And like I said, I just would not let it register. And I said, well, can I see her? Well, of course, right this way. I guess finally in that hallway, and I walked back to the room, I guess it finally got through to me. So I remember I just kind of I let out a cry and dropped like a sack of taters to the floor. And just, oh my God, no. And, the doctor, Diane, they got another nurse, everybody, they got me up, back on my walker. So they just took me in there. And I guess you think you're like prepared or that you've seen enough in life, you know what you're looking for. But I walk in, I'm sure there are not as many people as it seemed, but it just looked like there was, dozens of people. Nurses, technicians, doctors, I don't know. But anyway. And along with all the people, it seems like they've got like every machine the hospital owns is around the bed. There's commotion. There's literally a man up on top of Sheila, pumping. And all these people scurrying about, doing their things. And a guy came out like wrestling, tag teamed the guy on top of my wife, and he got off and he climbed on to take his turn. While this is all going on, I'm holding Sheila's hand. And I just say, no. Oh God, I love you, don't go, no. And the voice cut through all the commotion. Said, that's it. Time of death, 7:09. And the people like, You've seen a play in between acts and they got to change the scene and the actors kind of just disappear back behind the curtain and in the background and take stuff with them. It was like that. All these people just kind of disappeared. All the machines went away. And just like that, my shield was gone. I remember every second up to that point vividly. It's gone over and over again in my mind. Non-stop. I never would have imagined that a person could be in this much pain and hurt so much and be so lonely. I don't know how people make it through this. So did that right after the funeral, which I went to in the booth on the walker, and then my next trip back to wound clinic, they released me, said you're healed. But no, the thing is, that release was like supposed to be though that I would take it easy and kind of slowly go back into things and still kind of, treat my foot gently. With everything going on, all the anxiety I was experiencing, I had no idea what my future was going to be like. I still don't really know. I mean, I don't know what my life is like without Sheila. I don't know. I haven't figured that out. I don't know if I will, but the fear of the future, no, I couldn't afford that house without, both of our incomes. So yeah, a lot of that. And then my mom had an accident. She was 93, and it caused her to decline just rapidly, is an understatement. Her mind went physically. She was a high fall risk, and just like that, suddenly, literally overnight, she could not be alone at all. Not even the little bit that hospice was leaving her alone. So she had to go to facilities, so we had to do that. I was fighting with this nursing home. I was fighting trying to get her on Medicaid and that whole system, which, that's a story in itself. But anyway, it was a nightmare for almost a month. And then my mom passed away. And then flashbacks, it's like, oh man, I'm doing the funeral arrangements and all the running around and dealing with Social Security and this and that and everything all over again. That was in March. And one thing became apparent in all this, since I had inherited it, I moved into my mom's house. So that's where I'm at now. Told mine, which is a blessing, but that's another story too.